Another year, another Sabitzer SBC. Yes, he's pricey, but fortunately, he is not as expensive as that FIFA 21 SBC, which was just insane. If you know, you know. Anyway, if you want to complete this SBC from scratch, it's going to cost you around 275k, and that price tag does not seem to be a popular one amongst the FIFA community. Over 75% of people have chosen to downvote this SBC. In this video today, we're going to discuss the in-game performance of this item and whether he is worth it or not. And to begin with, we're going to begin with a positive, and that is actually in regards to his alternative positions. Obviously, he comes out as a centre mid, but he can also start as a cam or a CDM, which is really useful for squad building. He comes with a 4-star skill move and weak foot set, and does have the controlled accelerate type as default, but he can actually be explosive if you choose to use artist. The chem style of choice though does seem to be shadow, but this could change depending on where you plan on using him. For instance, for CM or CDM, we do recommend shadow, but if you do for some reason want to play him as a cam, obviously a more attacking chem style would be beneficial. The shadow chem style is of course there to give a notable pace boost as well as a nice boost to defending, but it's the pace that we want to talk about because for us, we just didn't feel that pace boost in game. Is he slow? No. But is he as quick as his stats suggest, especially with the shadow chem style applied? He just didn't feel it for us. In regards to his shooting, the guy can certainly score goals and from distance can be a threat, but I used the word can be on purpose. That's some key wording right there, as we just felt that he was just super inconsistent in that department. Is he capable of producing some really nice strikes? Yes, but does he do it on a consistent basis? Well, he didn't, at least for us. Passing was definitely one of his better areas, and if this item does get some notable boosts, if it gets the upgrades, he could become a really high level distributor. His positioning was probably his best asset, whether in defense or attack. He's the kind of player who is just there. Right place, right time, there to either support an attack or to help back defensively. In defense, although he's in the right places, there is definitely still work to be done. Let's just say he wouldn't work out too well as a lone defensive mid. As a box-to-box option in a 2DM formation, sure, but you definitely don't want to be playing him just as a standalone CDM because the defensive awareness just isn't that great, especially for this stage of the game, and his tackling ability, although it's good enough for a centre mid role, really isn't that reliable for that DM kind of role, at least not if he's playing by himself. The last thing to touch on is the physicals, which for most part, you know what, they're good, but like a lot of this card, it's good, but it's not great. And that overall is the verdict on this item. It just felt, you know, okay in areas, which is fine, but it just didn't have anything that really made it stand out, if that makes sense. So that's one of the reasons why we just went too excited about this card towards the end. Yes, it has some, you know, nice stats, but there's nothing particularly too crazy about the item. But obviously, with these being live items, we do have to take that into consideration. There's a good chance that this item gets at least 2 upgrades, maybe 3, and could potentially get the 4th, and at that point it could become a really, really good card. But for us at least, we think that it needs the upgrades for it to represent good value for money, because the card as it is just isn't worth that 275k price tag. If you want to read the full review on this item, check out the link in the description. It will take you to the article on the FUTBIN website.